Don't you know, many fighters have been killed by the Starfighter.
Anyways, guys, the topic of tonight is Dragon Ball Kai Majin Buu Saga. So, what are you guys' thoughts on this? I mean, I know a lot of people were like kind of upset with Kai with some of its edits. How can I describe?
Yeah,
this?
the editing.
Yeah, the editing. I know what you mean. Some of the violence was slightly toned down a bit, but obviously we know that there's like the uncut version on the DVDs and Blu-rays. But
yeah,
I don't know, because the thing is, what I noticed in the Buu arc, that one had a shit ton of filler. It was going as slow as Namek. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. I mean, as you know, as someone who's a pretty big DBZ fan, you know, I'm a little worried about how the filler, like what filler is going to be cut out. Famously, like I've said this before, but Goku versus Majin Vegeta in the manga was barely a chapter. So if Kai's going to be, you know, as true to the manga as it can, it's going to edit a lot of stuff out of that fight, at least the anime version, and that's not going to be good because, well, yeah.
Sure. Damn, so they're going to be like, you know what, fuck this fight.
That's one thing I was also concerned about, because there was a lot of material where how can I put this, like, in the Buu saga, there's a lot of delays from, like, going from point A to point B on a repetitive basis, but at the same time, a lot of the non-canon stuff were actually longer versions of the fight, like Gohan against Dabura.
Yes.
For instance, like in the manga, that thing was just... Actually, both that fight
really
and Goku
quick.
Vegeta, they were just like one chapter long, or two, and they really didn't leave any sort of satisfaction.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, with Gohan versus
It's new news to me. My bad.
Nah, that's good. It's good. No, I mean, with Gohan versus Dabura, I mean, when you see them actually fight, it immediately starts off with Gohan as a Super Saiyan punching at Dabura. Like in some, like you don't even see the transition that Babidi does that transports them to a, I forget the name of that. You know that sort of
that planet of.
Right. He used magic.
yeah. You don't even see that. You just see Gohan just punching at Dabura's
you start off with
forearms.
battle and midway through already.
Exactly. Yeah.
Interesting.
But I feel like I'm hoping to take a lot of the delays out. Like, for example, when Goku was fighting Majin Buu in Super Saiyan 3, in the, like, you know, at that same time, Trunks was sent to get the Dragon Ball radar. It's like a lot of stalling. I was watching the seasons recently since I got them for Christmas. Like, for example, when they were going all the way to Babidi's base, and then you would randomly cut to the tournament, and then randomly cut away to like Goten and Trunks just flying or doing whatever.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of those moments, I really feel like they're just there for stalling. It's like you can live without them. Like
right.
Like almost every fucking episode would begin with Krillin and Piccolo as statues. Like every single time, like you need to see like, oh, in case you forgot, they're immobile.
Right. I think one other thing that they should edit is probably Gohan's Great Saiyaman adventures.
Because they need to tone that down a bit. Because I know the anime went longer than the manga did. So.
Yeah. The anime just showed Gohan rescuing people from fires and doing like all this fillerish stuff.
Trying to be like fucking Batman, but you know he ain't Batman.
He's more like Superman, man. Honestly.
He is. That's true. But yeah, I mean, I think that's definitely something that can be cut out. One other thing that I hope they cut out, but I think it's good filler for entertainment purposes, but not for, you know, in-universe logic.
Oh, is the Goku against the Super Buu thing?
No, the Super Saiyan 2 Goku versus Kid Buu at the end of that final fight. Remember how Goku fights Kid Buu as a Super Saiyan 2 in the anime? And then he transforms in... What's up?
I said that shit was epic as hell.
Yeah, it was epic. See, that's what I'm saying. Like in terms of like entertainment value, it was great. But I think in terms of like in-universe logic, it didn't make any sense because Kid Buu 10 times out of 10 should be slaughtering Goku in that form. So I think that's something that they should cut out and just immediately show Goku go as a Super Saiyan 3 to fight him like they did in the manga.
And that's the thing, because if you want to make Kai different from the original Z, you gotta take some chances and get rid of some stuff. It's like, because everything Dragon Ball is like a pro and a con. Like the manga, it's good, but it feels too fast. The anime, it's good, but it feels too slow. and then Kai is like, it's the right amount of speed and better acting, but there's some things that you kind of wish weren't cut out.
You know what's always been my biggest pet peeve? I know everyone says this, but the animation.
Oh yeah. That's the thing.
And most times, like, they either like trace over some new scenes, or like, for example, like I know some people seen cutscenes of Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi, whatever it was called.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Saw like these newly drawn cutscenes, and I was like, how come you guys couldn't do that?
Exactly.
I felt like that should have been done for the Buu arc specifically, due to all the editing they would have to do. It's like,
exactly.
why not just draw it from scratch and, get the new animation that people initially wanted? So.
Yeah. Right.
Then again,
that's what I was hoping for. That's what Kai should have been, instead of just, it should have gotten like the Brotherhood Hunter x Hunter treatment, in the sense that it should have just been all new animation. But
I don't know. I hope people would have been really upset about that, with honesty. Like, if it was...
I wouldn't, man. Because, for example, man, like, if you ever look at Dragon Ball Z, the Budokai games, and the openings, some of those animations was really good, like, really drawn and high detail, and this was, like, new animation.
Yeah, no, but the same thing goes for the original series, because it wasn't, like, awful animation what the original had. Like, it was, like, perfect. Even now, to this day, look at the Dragon boxes. It's still the same animation, just in a higher resolution.
Yeah, but every time I look at, like, Dragon Ball Z Kai, I feel like I'm looking at a Blu-ray version. Just with brightly colors and everything is really crisp. Which I'm not trying to, like, beat the shit out of the, artists or anything, but when you look at it, it's kind of like, you look at Reboot series and you wonder, like, how come this doesn't have newer animation?
Right.
It seems, to me, it really seems lazy.
Yeah. I would want new animation, like Kai said, but I wouldn't want, like, that overly bright animation. I don't want that in my DBZ.
That's the standard for almost everything nowadays, man. Dude,
exactly.
It's because of Blu-rays, man. That's the reason why everything's gonna be brightly colored. Look at Hunter x Hunter. Like, it wasn't that bright and colorful originally, so...
That's why I'm so apprehensive. I just don't want that bright stuff in Dragon Ball Z, because DBZ is not supposed to be that sort of bright series. It's actually very...
It's middle.
It's middle. It's very middle. I don't want it to be...
No, like JoJo, bright. That's the one that needs all the brightness in the color.
Yeah, all them goddamn colors, shit.
One Piece is another one, and I guess Toriko?
Honestly, yeah, because if you look at the color pages for the manga, those are very multicolored.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, especially Blu-rays or DVDs. I don't think One Piece have a Blu-ray.
Not over here, though. Although, like, we're actually talking about Dragon Ball Kai at the moment. Oh, did we lose him? Okay. Yeah, we did lose him.
Oh, shit.
I don't know, hold up. He'll probably be back in a few seconds. Yeah, okay, see, he's back now. Alright, but we're talking about Dragon Ball Kai, essentially, about the Buu saga. Can you hear us?
Oh, I'm sorry. You want my intake on that, did you?
Oh yeah, we were just talking about it. We're mainly talking about the Buu saga, but at the moment we were going like on a rant of the pros and cons of Kai, essentially.
If it's a rant, then isn't it about the cons?
I don't know, man. We're just going back and forth on this, man.
No, we're just talking about the Kai treatment on the Buu arc, and like what we're gonna expect and what we're gonna like and things like that.
Okay,
Hello?
well, okay, yeah. But, even with Kai, I did enjoy the more up-to-date, like, the only new animation you got was in the opening, which kind of disappointed you once you saw the actual episodes, but I guess, because if it would have had new animation, that would have made it much better, but I guess with the, old material that they had at the time, it looked alright, it doesn't look dated. The dialogue they had, it was alright, besides Gohan. Gohan's voice sounded a little too girlish for my taste. Even though they do that for young boys, they cast a lot of youthful or young boys with women voice actors, so, but I just didn't think that was the best road to take it. The music, some of the music was alright. alright. But most of it, I would give it a pass compared to the original Japanese. Wait, that was the original Japanese, right?
No, they swapped it at some point, dude.
Yeah, I thought they swapped it.
You know, that scandal, so.
Yeah. They could. It wasn't better than Faulkner or even the original Japanese music, but it was alright. I thought that was a step down. I thought it was really good in the way that they cut the filler. They went straight to the action. It was very fast paced. You know, the Goku Super Saiyan fight wasn't as long as I remember it. You know, like I remember Frieza. Yeah, I remember first time I was watching it. You know, I remember the first time Frieza was watching. I remember I took a week off of DBZ, and they were still on that planet trying to beat Frieza. I'm like, wait, what? The fight doesn't take that long.
Yeah, I know, especially in 5-minute standards.
Yeah. So they trimmed that down. One thing you don't want to do in the fights, this is a note just for everybody, don't give your time limits. Don't give your fights time limits. That's just going to make it feel like, okay, how much time has passed now? Like, oh, come on. You don't want people paying attention to that. You want them to feel that there's an urgency. But not that much when you require time, you know? Time, it builds constraints.
Yeah. That's why you're playing fighting games, you take off the timer, man.
Yeah.
Want to win by default or lose by default, man. Fucking hell.
Like real men. Real men.
But you know, one thing that I am looking forward to is the music in the Buu arc. Kenji Yamamoto, I mean, I'm sure everyone knows at this point, like, he was involved in that scandal for plagiarizing, so they had to bring back Shunsuke Kikuchi, who was the original composer for the original series, DBZ instead of DBZ Kai. But now we're getting Nori, I think, how do you pronounce it? Hitimo something? I don't remember his name, but he was the composer who did music for Battle of Gods, and he's going to be doing the OST for the Buu saga, and so yeah, I mean, I love the music in that movie, so I'm really looking forward to that, and I'm also looking forward to the new opening and the new ending. The music is something.
Essentially, it's the music all together you're looking forward to.
Yeah, the music and
new experience.
Yeah, and I guess like I've said this before, but the only reason I care about Kai is really because of the English dub. Even though I felt like the original's English dub for the Buu saga was pretty good, I'm thinking we're gonna get a better one with Kai. And if you're talking about Kai and sub, I'm also looking forward to Babidi's voice, because Babidi's getting a new voice change, and I was never a fan of subbed Babidi, and I think we're gonna get a better voice.
I was never a fan of Babidi.
I never heard of him in Japanese.
I'll link you one.
I never liked Babidi at all, man.
Babidi's saving grace came when he killed Spopovich. He was kind of cool there.
Oh, that was the only thing.
With people not liking Babidi, is that really a bad? Is it I don't like Babidi because it's fat out annoying, or I don't like Babidi because it's?
I just don't like him. Like, he's just like. Man.
But there's nothing for you. Look. But there's nothing for you to like. There's look. There's nothing for you to like. But I think that was done well, because, you know.
I don't know, man. I mean, like, you could still get angry and like a villain. I mean, you could get angry at Frieza for what he's doing, but I still like him. Babidi, man. Babidi has no cool points, man. He just like, no, you suck. Like,
hey, don't Babidi's voice actor sound like the guy from Yu Yu Hakusho, Oda Toguro?
Kind of.
Duncan Brannon voices Babidi, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, you don't remember I don't know. I just didn't like him. Like in either language. I mean, dude, even in Spanish, though, man, he doesn't sound good either.